up guys, Eric from Beat-Sonic. Today we have here the Toyota TRD Pro, very special car, and it is equipped with the Titan 7 forged wheels. Looks very cool, bronze and white. I like that, that's my style. And we are going to do another special thing to this car today, which is adding this Beat-Sonic Encore Alpha plug-and-play power amplifier. Very, very easy guys. We've done many of these before. We have a lot of videos showing you how to install this on the Tundra, also on the Sequoia, which is exactly the same as the Tundra. And let me go through that process one more time and let me show you how much difference it makes and all the benefits that comes from installing this amplifier. So let's stop the talking, let's go inside the car and get started. All right guys, we're in the vehicle. Let's get this started. There's two ways to install this, okay? The first way is to remove all these parts, okay? Remove all these parts and then remove the 410mm bolts up there. Pull the radio out, do all your connections, and then mount the amplifier in reverse order. That's the first way. Takes a little bit longer, but that's how we did in the beginning. The second way is easier. All you have to do is pop this up and locate the connectors, unplug it, connect to our harness, and mount the amplifier. There's enough room so that you don't have to remove the radio. But if you do that way, just note that it's gonna be a little bit more difficult getting to the connectors because there's less room. And if you have large hands, I recommend you remove everything to install it. If you have small hands, thin hands, you can try to do this way to save some time. Today, I'm going to do the simpler method. I will remove this tray and go down there, get the connectors and connect it that way. If you want to see how to remove this whole dash piece apart and then do it doesn't take that much longer, you can refer back to one of our first videos we made. We'll leave that information in the comment section, so you could go to that if you wish to install it that way. So let's do the first step. To remove this, you can't use a panel removal tool under here. You will pry it up. It's just being held by clips, or just grab a hold of this and pull it up. You can't do one or the other, all right? Okay, and behind here, that is your cigarette lighter plug. The release tab right here. Just push and just pull it out. When you're pulling these connectors, always pull on the connector itself. Don't pull on the cable. If you pull on the cable, you're gonna stress out the wires on there, and at the worst case scenario, if you didn't push down on the release tab correctly, you might rip it out if you really pull it really hard. So press down on the release tab here and grab onto the connector and pull it out, okay? It's the best way. All right, second step. As you can see down here, there's a lot of room. Hey, our connector's down there. You may want to remove this to install your amp, but if you do remove this, make sure you reconnect it, okay? If you have this disconnected while your car is on, you're gonna throw all sort of check engine codes on your cluster. And if that does happen, just cycle your car on and off 5 times by turning on and off your engine 5 times, and that will clear your code. So if you don't want to experience that, keep this on here. Try not to unplug it just in case during your testing, if you end up turning your car while this is accidentally unplugged. Okay, so you could keep that alone, but these two connectors you have to remove. There's smaller ones up here. Hard to see, but there's two. There's a black one and there is a brown one. So we need to remove these to give us some room for the connectors under it. Push down the release tab once again, pull out like so. Push down the release tab, pull out. Okay, and then right here, there's a black connector here. This is one of the connectors we need to remove and connect to our harness. And then this one right next to it is another connector we need to remove and connect to our harness. It's gonna be these two connectors, okay, towards the passenger side, right next to each other. The same connector also connects here to the left. Never connect there. It's not gonna work, guys. I mean, we still have customers connecting it to the wrong connector. And if you look at our harness, it tells you exactly where to connect it with the diagram and photo. So don't make that mistake. Connect it here, these two, okay? All right, so this one is easier. The one more towards the middle. Once again, press down on the release tab and then pull out. So when you're doing this pressing down, if it's difficult, just pulling straight out, wiggle it left and right gently, and then pull it out. Okay, this one's a little bit more difficult to remove. This black one here, going left, right. This one's usually a little bit tighter. Okay, there it is. And it's out. All right. Okay, once those are out, let's grab our kit. Here is our kit. This is the ENA-2T3. It is compatible with both JBL and non-JBL models. This is how the amp looks. And this car is Toyota with factory JBL sound system. So we're gonna keep the gain at 12 o'clock, both front and rear. That is our recommended setting. If you turn it up higher, music's gonna be pretty loud, and if it gets really, really loud, you might hear some distortion. So if you like to, you can play around with this, connect everything, you can tune it before you put it away, or you can make adjustments later, because how we mounted it, very easy to remove and make some adjustments. But if you don't wanna fiddle around with it, we found out this 12 o'clock works the best, generally, for everybody. And now, let's get our harness. This is how our harness looks. Okay, as you can see here, once again, this is a warning telling you where the correct connectors are. Make sure you follow this. I also showed you exactly where it is. The 2 connectors towards the passenger side. This also tells you where it is. And because we already know this, we are going to remove this tag just to keep the installation side a little cleaner. All right, and this will connect to the larger connector we connected or we removed. The part that we removed will connect here, and this will connect to the radio. Same with this black connector. The original connector that was removed will connect here, and the other side will connect to the radio. And we have this ground wire that is left. We're going to ground this to one of the bolts to the radio. So let's go behind the screen again. Okay, behind the screen, let's locate our 2 connectors that we disconnected. Okay, so we have this. We'll start off with the larger connector, grabbing our harness. Okay, here's this side here. Let's connect this. And when you connect this, make sure you hear that click. There it is. Important you hear that click. If you don't, that means it's not connected in all the way. It might get some errors. And the positive male side will connect back to the radio. It's a bit difficult to look down there. You have to kind of feel it. Of course, if you want to, you can just remove the radio and you'll be able to see where it's connecting to. Right here. And then let's push down and hear that click. There it is. All right, next we are going to connect this black one. Grab our black connector here. This is the female side, which will connect to the car side, male connector. Okay, once again, heard that click. And now we'll grab the male side and we'll connect this back to the radio. Okay, here it is. There it is. And you heard that click. So the connectors to the radio is complete. Let's reconnect these 2 connectors so that we don't forget. This brown one and also the black one. Okay. And while we're doing so, we want to try to not tangle up or cross the wires. So let me organize this a little bit. Okay. So we'll move the harness over to the side. And let's connect these 2 connectors. The black one is towards the center of the car, and the brown one is towards the passenger side. And once again, it is easier with the radio being out, so you don't have to do the install by feel. But this video just shows you another method where you can save a little bit of time. All right, they'll both clicked in place. Now what is left is this ring terminal. And this ring terminal, we will connect it here to this radio's bracket. We will loosen it using our 10mm socket and a wrench. We don't need to remove it completely. We just need to loosen it just enough so we can slip the ring terminal into it, and we will tighten it back up. And let's slip this on, put it from this side, and let's torque it. And what is left from this harness are these 2 connectors. These will connect to the amplifier. Here is our amplifier. There's 2 matching connectors. Just connect it to it. right. And next, we are going to apply our double-sided tape adhesive, and we are going to tuck it right here. So, towards the left, up here. So let me show you how it mounts before I apply the adhesive. Okay, like that. And let me apply the adhesive, mount it, and that will complete the installation. Before you do that, I really suggest you guys to test the audio to make sure everything is working. Make sure you see the green LED from here. This will confirm that everything was installed correctly. All right, guys, we tested the audio, it's working. Let me mount the double-sided tape here towards the top, and we're gonna slip it up there, and we'll put it on the flat surface towards the front left side of the car. So here's the adhesive pack that's included with the kit. Inside here, you'll find foam tape, Velcro, double-sided tape. For this car, we'll use a double-sided tape. All right, and get behind the radio to the left side, and let's go ahead and mount the amplifier. Okay, we got it mounted right there with the two double-sided tape. It's on there really good. It's not going anywhere. And let's also tuck the extra wires. All right, there it is. And all we have to do is put the top cover back on. Don't forget to plug in your cigarette lighter plug. This one here. And that will complete the installation. Sweet. All right, guys, we just finished installing it, and we are about to play some sample music. Just want to let you guys know it's gonna be kind of difficult to tell how great the audio sounds, just because there's a lot of audio processing that takes place when it goes to the microphone, and then it goes to the device you're listening from, the speakers you're listening from. It can vary very much, but hopefully you can tell the difference. I just want to let you know, it sounds fabulous, sounds amazing. And we do go out to local shows and car events, car meets, and we can show you how much difference it makes through those live showings in person. And we have a little switcher where you can switch between the factory sound system and the Encore Alpha sound system, so you can gauge on how much difference and how much it improves your sound. Alright guys, just want to let you guys know, not only does this amplifier increase your volume level, on top of that, it actually improves your sound quality, much more clarity, bass hits at a different tone, much more increase in frequency range. It just increases and improves the overall sound quality. You'll be able to hear instruments and sounds that you haven't heard before, little tiny details that are often missed when listening to the factory sound system. Alright guys, so if you are local to us, come join us at our car meets and events to hear this live with our audio switcher before and after.